Hey Geminis, welcome back to Cappy Cove. This is going to be your reading for November of 2019. We're going to take a look at what cards you have and then we'll go from there. So the first card you have is Pay Attention, the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Swords, Music, Epiphany, Separation, Calling, and then this one is your Crystal. Okay. Oh me, oh my Gemini. This is going to turn straight up into a love reading. I'm trying to see here first any messages I have outside of relationships and love. I've been getting traveling a lot with all the other signs. I see it here as well. It's also holiday season for some of y'all who celebrate, so that is there. I'm also seeing some of you who may be very much into music. I'm also seeing someone here who is a musical genius. Yeah, okay. This is going to turn into a love reading. This is going to be with self-love. This is going to be love with someone who is in a relationship or someone who is already currently dating. I'm not seeing a whole lot here for singles aside from the fact that self-love is needing to take place and being able to be more realistic about what your expectations are in a love relationship. I do see some of you Geminis who are going to be finding someone who is a soulmate, if that's what you would like to call it. You're going to have a strong connection or a deep connection, we'll put it like that. But I do see that that is coming up very strongly here. I will say that I do see situations where there is someone here that is cheating. I feel like, okay, there's so many different love situations here. I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go with this first. There's one here where I'm seeing that somebody is cheating or having to choose between lovers, or it's like there's multiple lovers, and then there's like someone here who has a choice between two certain people, or you're going to lose the people that you are seeing, even if it's more than two, if you don't finally make a choice. There's also a Gemini here having a hard time choosing someone because you can't see clearly who they are, because there's a need to pay attention to a person and their individual self, like really seeing who they are as a person, the way they act here on the physical world, in order to understand them and be able to see them for who they really are. There's a message of a Gemini here who is playing, like there's this a fantasy in your head that isn't matching up to the reality with this person. Some of you are not paying attention to someone who is right in front of you. There's a soulmate, there's a Gemini here with a soulmate right by you, but you're not even paying attention. Like you're not even seeing, like they're right there, and they have been, and I get a sense that they've been there for a while, but you aren't even noticing this. I'm also seeing a Gemini here who has there's a Gemini here who has a separation. Okay, so I'm feeling there's a separation that could be coming up for somebody here. I don't feel like everyone, this isn't going to be everyone, you know, like a horrible separation. Some of you, it could be from the cheating, if that is the situation that you're in. But I'm also seeing a Gemini here who has a partner who either has to work or be somewhere overseas. It could be like the army or anything like that, but they have to be somewhere long distance for a time frame, and that is very hard for you. I see a lot of Geminis that are up at night worrying a lot about their love life in particular. For some of you, it's worrying about if they're going to be okay with where they're going. Are they going to, you know, when am I going to see them again? Or I haven't heard from them in a while. Some of you, it's, oh my gosh, who are they with? What are they doing? Are they with another person? So I see that in many different ways. If you're the one that's cheating around or has cheated on your partner, I do see you constantly worrying about like, or beating yourself up for what you've done, or maybe you slipped up and were with somebody and then you realized, oh shit, that's not who I was supposed to, you know, be with, or I slipped up, that was a mistake. And then you kind of realize who you're really meant to be with, and now you're worried about what's going to happen. I see that here with the Gemini as well. I'm also seeing a lot of freaky sex come up, okay? There's a lot of sex. I see somebody throwing their back out during sex, actually. I also see a Gemini here who's going to write a love song for someone or play a love song for someone. Some of you are going to be beating yourself up for letting somebody go. If you are dating somebody, pay attention to who the people are you're dating. Don't pick somebody just because, like, you know, it's like you can be around somebody and you see what's on the surface, but be sure to look past that and really pay attention to who it is that they really are. I keep getting that really strong, like you're just not seeing something for what it is, or you're not noticing something about this person, or it could be them towards you. But that's like a really strong message. Either way, by the end of November, I feel like a lot of you Geminis are really going to come to terms with what it is that you want and who it is you want to be with. Especially for those Geminis that are struggling to choose between people. If it's the other person who's having a hard time choosing, then you're going to come to a realization about this person by the end of the month, regardless of what they choose, what they do, or what they say. There's also a big message here for y'all to learn to love yourselves. The Lovers card also has to do a lot with being able to learn who you are, what you want, and where you're going. Some of you are going to realize what your purpose is in the month of November. Some of you, I don't feel like that's for every Gemini, but some of you will finally figure out what it is you were meant to do, what you were supposed to be here on this earth for. Some of you, this is going to have to do with music or in the creative arts area, but I do get more stronger for music and dance. I'm also seeing a Gemini here trying to hold on to somebody that they don't want to let go of, but isn't good for them. So like I said, it's a general reading, so there's so many situations I'm getting here for every Gemini. So a lot of you are probably going to be going through different types of experiences, but November is really going to be centered more around your relationships or love, or figuring out who it is you want to be with and finding someone you deeply connect with. Some of you also may be finding a really close friend in the month of November, and I get someone might lose a friend too, or seeing a friend for their true colors and then finding somebody else that's a really good friend that comes in. I'm also seeing a Gemini here who could be very tempted to cheat. I'm also getting the message of a reality check. And someone who's scared of making the wrong decision of something. I feel like this has to do with more with love, but it could also, you know, apply over into your work life. But I do get a sense of, you know, having this fear of not knowing if you're going to make the right choice on where it is you're going. And then there comes something in that the universe throws at you, and it'll be like that big wake-up call, and you'll realize it when it hits you. I'm going to leave it there. Bye, Geminis.